Hello, we are watching the screen of Seminole County's very first online auction. Well, you know what? It does say January 9th they had one, but I don't think anything was on that one. But anyway, this is the website you go to. This is for the January 23rd auction. I'm going to click in a moment to see if there was anything on the 9th. But January 23rd auction, as you can see on the calendar there, what website am I on? I am on seminole.realtaxdeed.com. It is approximately 8:53. The auction starts at 9 a.m. So we have 7 minutes to go before the auction. So what I'll do is I'll pull it up and look at what the two properties are real quick, and then we'll watch it and see how it goes, and I'll try to explain some things for those that are not familiar. If you have not, anybody that has not decided if they were going to buy by this time right now at 8:53 in the morning at the time of this recording, they would not be able to bid because you need to have a deposit in prior to the auction. So everybody would have already submitted their deposit. We'll go through the rules after the sale and then show you how long out from the sale you're supposed to have that in. So let's go ahead and click on, well, let's first look at what happened on the 9th. This was about 2 weeks ago. Oh, my bad. There was an auction on the 9th. So this is their second live sale. Second one. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 items, 7. 7 that sold. So we have 14,700, assessed value 56. Assessed value is not market value. It's just a portion of the actual value of the property that is used towards calculating the property taxes. This one here, Hibiscus Drive. Both these, Washington, excuse me. Oh, both of these, my throat has not warmed up yet to do all this talking this morning yet. Both Washington and Hibiscus don't have numericals, so I'm going to assume those are vacant lots. What I mean by that is there is no number before the street name. You know, like 123 Hibiscus or 256 Hibiscus Drive. It's just Hibiscus. Same thing with Depew. So usually when you see that, it's because it's just a vacant lot. We are 8:55, 5 minutes from the sale starting. So 15,600, a vacant lot. Just see the vacant lots are going at good prices. And then we've got opening bid 15,200, and the assessed value was 18, so that was high. This one was redeemed. This one is a $14,000 assessed value, went for 25,000. This one is a $164,000 assessed value, went for 122. See what this was. So I'm just going to click on that. Parcel not available. So let's go back and let's try to copy it. 8:56. So I'm going to watch the time closely so we are not, what's going on with their page here? Okay, no idea why that link wasn't working, but here's the property. Okay. It's saying the 2025 assessed value is 180 and market is 181. Even with that, I don't quite trust it until I look up my own comps, but it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, sits on a 1/4 acre, 1,100 square feet, just about 1,168 square feet. It is not homestead. If it had been a homestead, the opening bid would have been half of the assessed value. So right here is a picture in street view of the property. Looks like they have a tarp. They had a tarp on the roof. This picture was taken last year, February 7th, 2024. All right, so now let's go back. Now that we've seen those, let's go back to the next auction. So this is the auction we are waiting for, and this is what the screen looks like. It says auction waiting. when you're waiting for an auction to start. Once it does start, everything will jump into this box right here. So the very first one, looks like both of these are vacant lots, $15,000 assessed by and $14,000. So let's see if this link is going to work. Nope, it's not working, but that's okay because let's go to the home channel, the home page. We are going to just go to it on our own. It's 8:58. We've got 2 minutes before the sale starts. 2 minutes before the sale starts. All right, so we've got this property. It is on a street, so that's the number one concern whenever you have a vacant lot, vacant residential. See that right there? It says vacant residential, 0.19 of an acre. That's about it. So let's go ahead and look at the map. So you're gonna hit map. And then once the map opens up, that's it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the aerial. Let's see, 2024. Whoa, why does it look funky? Image generated. Oops, that's the one we want. Let's see if I can zoom in some more. Well, this one right here. Let's try to zoom in. It's 859. So there it is, 80 by 104. 80 by 104. Okay, largely wooded property. Okay, let's go to the next one. We got 1 minute, 1 minute before the sale starts. 1 minute. All right, let's see. Search, real property. Oops. Dang it. Parcel number. It's this one. Another vacant lot. Let's just see roundabout where it is. Okay, so it's like a triangular shape. It's this one right here. Oh, 9 o'clock. Sales should be starting. I'm gonna refresh my screen because you see it has not jumped in. Okay, so now it just jumped up. So this is this one here. That first one that we saw is up to 35,100. This is the one on Granby Street. There's 25 seconds left. Whenever anybody puts a bid at the last minute, it will increase the time on the clock. So we'll wait and see. Says less than 10 seconds. We'll see if somebody puts in another bid. We're as high as 35,100 right now. So it's only 2 properties. This auction should go very fast. Some of the online auctions, because they're adding time onto the clock, it takes forever. But I expect the prices, yep, see now they just added 48 seconds onto the clock. It's at 36,100. So there was another bid that came in. So we're just gonna have to sit here and wait for it to count down. Now it's at 37,100. So we have some bids coming in. Let's see. Are we gonna have another one? Hopefully not, because I think that's already kind of high. 37,100. Oh, minute and 5 seconds added onto it. So I'll wait out that minute, 5 seconds. Let's check out this one here. This is the second one. Sits on Oleander. And it was showing, I think it was this right here. Let's see if it's the same one. That's not the one I had open. Let's see, the parcel ID ends in 040. Yep, so that's this one right there. There's not much you can do with this. So unless it's the neighbor wanting to buy it to make their lot bigger, I don't know. Looks like it might be on some sort of a trail or something. I'm not sure. Let's back up here. There is something running behind these houses. So it starts out right about here. Let's see where we are on this other one. We're at 39,100. 25 seconds left. So if somebody else puts in another bid, and somebody, did they? Yes, somebody did. It's actually 9:03 right now, so we're 3 minutes into, well, no, it's sold. My bad, that one sold. We're now on to the second one. Let's see what that sold for. Let's scroll down. 40,100. 40,100. And that was this one, not this one. This, no, not that one either. All right, let's find it. I got rid of it because we were looking up the second one. Just to remind you, this is the one from last week. I'm going to show you what this one looks like. So I'm just putting in the parcel number, and I selected parcel search. And at the bottom, it gives me the results. That's this one. That is, I think it was like 80 wide in the front. Ooh, what is going on here? Map parcel view. All right, we'll wait for that parcel view to come up. So this one, we're at 3,100. This is the one I really don't think, it started at 1,800. I don't know. Maybe the neighbor wants to buy it, but I don't really see much of a use for this one. But there are times that people get on here and have no idea what they're bidding on, and they just bid. And what happens with that is they end up realizing that was something they did not want. And then so what they do is they don't pay the balance. And what happens is they end up getting banned from the sale, and then they lose their deposit amount. Okay, please click the green. Well, why is it not working? GIS map. All right, so now you guys, this look familiar? This was the one that we looked at earlier. Let's see, this one here should go pretty quickly. Okay, good, the auction's over. See how fast that was? So let's see, 3,100, so nobody else put in a bid after that. So it went to 3,100. Why does it say third-party bidder? It says third-party bidder because that means that's what people who register for the auction and are bidding at the auction are called third-party. Okay, the other parties are the owner and then the certificate holder. So the certificate holder is the person that bought the tax lien. When the owner originally becomes delinquent for taxes, the county will sell a lien on the property every year. And after 2 years in Florida, the lien holder can send it to the auction. So if nobody had bid at this auction, the lien holder would have ended up with this property. But because there were bids, or at least a bid on there, a third party got the property, which was somebody other than the lien holder or the owner, okay? Could the owner come on here and bid? I'm assuming so. If they were, I've seen a lot of them do it. Usually they do it through a third party. They don't actually do it in their own name, but they do it through somebody else, probably for legal reasons. So we got 3,100 on this one, and it started at 1,800. So if you're logged in, I'm not logged in right now, but if I were logged in, I can see how many bidders there were on this property. So I didn't log in, and this one here went for 40,100, which is the one we were just looking at. This one right here, it's a double lot. 40 and 40, that's 80. So it's 80 feet wide in the front. Let's zoom in. So this is the property line right here, goes across here, up here, across here. Okay, so that is the property line. Oops. So this is the property line right here. Okay. So you've got a neighbor here, nobody on this side. And sometimes on these, it'll allow you to see market data. If recent sales in the area. Every county's GIS maps are a little bit different. Some show it, some do not. I'm not sure if they show it here in Seminole. And these are just base maps. We can go back on this particular county. We can go back as far as 2015, see what the area looked like. All right, so I did promise you we're going to look at the frequently asked questions to see, because they do have frequently asked questions section right here to answer some of the questions as far as when your deposit's supposed to be in. So let's go through this. How does the online auction work? Do I have to be present? What equipment? Okay, I'm just going to go through how much is my deposit. So here it is. Your deposit. Deposit can be made via wire transfer and must be initiated 24 to 48 hours prior to the sale. So if anybody, and by the way, it is 9:09 and the auction ended maybe about a minute ago, 9:08. So it's an 8-minute auction. I did a video on pros and cons of this auction going online. This is the second auction they've had online. You can go back and reference that video on the pros and cons on that. We're not going to go dive too deeply into that right now, but you do need to, this is one of the cons, you do need to have your deposit in 24 to 48 hours prior to the sale. So yeah, the wire has to be in. Payments must be delivered to the clerk's office in the form of wire. So you can't actually go in there and give cash. So I guess if you rushed down there at 8 o'clock this morning when they opened, you could have went down there and given them cash or a cashier's check. Payments, but I don't know if that would. Deposits must be made via wire transfer, must be initiated. So it's just saying that they must be initiated 24 to 48 hours prior. You could go in over the counter and give a cash deposit. Payments must also be made using funds on deposit, assuming there is enough in the bidder's account to cover all that is owed. All right, so those that have already made their deposits, they may be requesting them back if they didn't win anything, or they might just let them sit there for the future sale. Now, usually when you request them back, it takes them a couple weeks to send it back to you. So how much would you need to have on deposit? So you would need $200 or 5% of the most you think you are going to bid up to. 5% or $200, whichever is larger. So let's say, just for simple numbers, we wanted to buy up to 100,000. So we needed to have 5% on deposit or $200, whichever is larger. So if we're planning to bid up to 100,000, then we would need to have $5,000 on deposit, because 5,000 is greater than 200, right? They say whichever is greater. Let's see here. How does the bidding work? Proxy bid basically means the computer is bidding for you, kind of like eBay. You can do proxy bid or you can do live bid. So proxy bid would have been like last night. You logged in there, or this morning before the auction started. You told it, look, my maximum number on that little triangular lot is no more than $2,000. So you tell the computer, and the computer would bid as if you were bidding a live person. It wouldn't go straight to 2,000, but it would start at smaller increments, as long as there's not any other bidder that's higher than your amount. Once they know which one is higher, it goes pretty fast. So it'll pretty much jump to the higher numbers. What happens in case of a tie bid? I think it's whoever put their bid in first gets it. Tie bids are not allowed. However, a bidder enters a bid that equals a proxy bid placed, the bid entered in first. Okay, so the one that entered in first. Can you cancel your bid only before the sale most of the time, once the auction begins? Yep. If I am a high bidder, how long do I have to pay for the property? Very important question. They give you till 12 p.m. the following business day. So everybody that won today, the two people, they have until 12 o'clock tomorrow to pay it off. Now, I advise you, if you do win it, try to pay it off right away, because it's happened to me where I had gotten my deposit refunded to me because the owner went and paid it off before I brought in the balance. So even though tax deeds are not redeemable in Florida, there is a loophole that if you have not, the high bidder, so if I'm the high bidder and have not paid the full amount, the balance, to the clerks yet after I won the auction, the owner can still redeem the property, or a lien holder, whoever it is, can still redeem it. What if I fail to make a final payment or choose not to purchase? So if you forfeit, you're going to forfeit first of all. See that? Deposit will be forfeited. Here's what happens. You may be barred from participating in future sales. So it's at their discretion. They may just keep you from bidding on any other sale. That's what ends up happening. And they do not give refunds. Will be applied to your bidder account as a deposit. Let's see. Let's say you may be barred from participating in future sales. Any payments received after the posted payment deadline will be applied to your bidder account as a deposit and can be refunded pursuant to normal refund procedures. So if you end up getting your wire over there late, they'll just say, well, sorry, Charlie, you were too late, and we're just going to apply that as a deposit for the next sale if you want to bid the next sale. And then you end up forfeiting your actual deposit money from the previous one. What happens to leftover deposit money? Okay. Allow for 4 weeks. Look at that. 4 weeks of processing time. So they might take a little bit longer. You request a refund in the app. What is the overtime period? Any bids placed during the last 30 seconds that exceed the current winning bid amount will extend the bidding period by an additional minute. So any bids that come in the last 30 seconds, that's when they raise they add another minute onto the clock. No, tax liens do not erase all prior liens, which is why you need to take a class. You need to come to one of my classes. I have them online, I have them in person, that show you how to do your due diligence on tax deeds, because you can get your whole investment wiped out because you did not realize that some of these liens that were on the property did not go away. So you need to do an in-depth search of the title, and you also need to go through the tax deed file, because there are certain things the law requires for the tax deed sale that need to be done. So as long as the law was followed, then some liens will get wiped away, but some of them will not. So you need to learn how to determine which ones will and which ones won't, and it varies with each case. What happens to my proxy bid if a case is canceled? So if your bid, let's say you send a deposit, what happens if the case is canceled? If that same case is reactivated for the same date or rescheduled to another sale, bids previously placed will not be restored. So it is the sole responsibility of a participant to check the status of the cases for which they intend to participate. So if you had submitted a bid and then they cancel that item or remove it from the sale, and then it comes back on again, you need to resubmit your proxy bid. You know, when you told the computer the maximum you're willing to go to. How do I update my bidder account? That's easy. Just go in the bidder account profile. Okay, so over here they've got their contact info. So anyway, you see where you can go to look up all this information. All right, so when is the next sale? Let's pull up the calendar. The next sale, Seminole does not have that many tax auctions. See, nothing scheduled for February. Let's see for March, nothing either. So that's the last sale for now. And we'll see if anything pops up for February or March. But we're in late January. Today's January 23rd. So if they have not put anything up on the calendar yet, more than likely there is nothing in February, maybe in March. But I could be wrong. There could be something in February. They just hadn't posted it yet. All right. Okay, so what I know some people always ask me this. What does the second number mean here? That is how many they originally started out with. So right now it says 0 because the auction's over with. There's no more to be sold. So I think when we first came on, it probably said 7 out of 7 or 6 out of 7. So the last number is usually how many properties were originally scheduled, and the first number, the 0, is how many that are scheduled for sale right now. So you always go by the first number because that tells you how many are expected to be sold. Alrighty, so please go ahead, subscribe, like this video. If you want me to create more content, go ahead and comment. Tell me what counties you're interested in or what states, and I'd be willing to do some videos on those. Have a good day. Happy investing.